Hello. Today I want to talk about how breaking old patterns will lead you to success. I know all of us want to be successful, but we've all learned and we all have patterns that we experience in our behavior, and we use those patterns over and over again. I'm embarrassed to tell you that even I have them at my stage of life, and I work at this all the time. These patterns are automatic ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving that we have learned over a period of time. Many times we've learned them as a response to situations and challenges that life has thrown our way since childhood. These patterns, once they're formed, can become so ingrained in our daily lives that they operate in us almost without any awareness at all. Over time, the patterns that were once meant to keep us safe no longer do. Sometimes we realize that the familiar ways we have responded to stress, disappointment, and pain are now the very things that are holding us back or causing our lives to feel broken. Do you ever feel like you're dating the same person over and over, only they change names and faces? Do you feel like your job or bosses are always in the same scenarios, but they're different people or different sites? Do you feel that your relationships have the same endings? Do you feel you're always having the same money issues? These are all symptoms of behaving and responding by using old patterns. If you're sensing that you have patterns that keep moving forward in different scenarios, embrace the opportunity to try something new. And here are 6 ways to do that. The first one is awareness is key. Once you see your reaction played in the same way, be aware. Do not feel guilty or blame yourself. Just observe. For those of you whose parents are still living, this is an easy way to be aware is go home. If you feel like you're 6 years old or 12 years old again, awareness is the key that you're still using same behaviors that you learned as a child when you're at home. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be 12 years old everywhere you go, but that's just one area that we revert back to what we know. Second is understand the root cause. Know why this is happening. Think about the first time you behaved that way in your life. What was occurring and who was there? So I remember the first time I said to myself, you're never going to lose your temper. I remember the time and the place where I saw someone lose their temper at me. It was a powerful moment because I didn't lose my temper since then, which is not always a good thing either. I'm not implying that's a good thing. But there usually will be a place where it occurred and who was there and why did it happen. Challenge your beliefs. Many of our beliefs are from the past and are limiting or distorted. Ask yourself if the belief is now helping or hurting you. Can you see it differently? The more you challenge it, the more power you will have to choose new behaviors. Take very small and conscious steps. Change doesn't happen overnight. Start with small changes. When it works, allow yourself to try bigger changes. If you avoid confrontation, for example, practice speaking in small groups. Or also, if you avoid confrontation, use one phrase and don't say anything else. Just use one phrase. If you have a tendency to self-sabotage when things go well, learn to sit with success and recognize your worth and don't respond in a negative way. Practice self-compassion. As you work in responding to your old patterns, be patient with yourself. You are undoing years of old patterns. Just remember you're building new responses that fit into your new life. I have one person in my life who responds to a very painful childhood scenario at times when it's not necessary, not needed, and looks out of place. But you can tell that they're back there in that childhood scenario as they're replaying that. That's what we're talking about. We're be self compassionate to yourself. Say, this is what's happening. This is where I am. I'm trying to respond and I'm trying to change. Seek support. It's important to have support as you try new responses to experiences. Whether you choose a life coach, friends, or support group, it's important to receive feedback and encouragement. If you decide to change behavior patterns, it's a courageous act of self-liberation. It's a commitment to healing the past, challenging the beliefs that hold us back, and choosing new, healthier ways of being. It's not easy and it won't happen overnight. But with awareness, compassion, and determination, you can begin to create a life that feels whole, authentic, and full of possibility. Remember, you are not your patterns. You are not defined by your past. The power to change is within you, and today is the perfect day for you to begin. Take one step, no matter how small, towards breaking free of what no longer serves you. And trust that each step you take, you're building a future towards something that you really deserve. If you want to change old patterns or behaviors and responses, please go to mammothedge.com and take the life assessment. I would love to support and encourage you while you make changes towards more successful outcomes and more respectful responses in your life. Thank you.